All right, what's good? What's good? What's good? All right, man. I don't think I messed up the sound this morning. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. Adrian Vince in the building. What's going on, man? Good morning to you, man. Welcome to this boxing conversation. We're going to be talking about who's next for Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds. Not supposed to be fighting until May. We got rumors rolling around all over the place, man. Some of them make sense. Some of them sound a little bit nuts. Not nuts, but something that I'm not quite sure if they're going to come through. However, man, we'll wrap that. We'll talk about that. And we'll also talk about whatever you want to talk about in the comment section. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the videos, all of that stuff. Make sure you hit that like button, because we have 30 people in the building and we got 13 likes. I know we can do a little better than that. Real Life Living in the building says, salute family and Wrench family. Hope all have a great Tuesday. Now smash those likes coming in. Absolutely. You know that's what that is, man. Mark Booker in the building. What's happening with you, sir? Dwayne Jones, as always. Mike Rhyme in the building. What's happening? Viva Tu Vida. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Mr. Calderon said, what's up? Charlo and May Ward in February. May Ward. Benavidez September. Bibble December. You said that man gonna run through everybody, dog. That man gonna run through everybody. But look, I gotta tell you guys something. I guess gotta have an announcement, dog. I can't do it no more, man. I like Canelo. All right. I've been telling y'all, I was trying to tell y'all the whole week before, bro. I like Canelo, man. I believe the dog. I believe the hamburger beef. I believe the meat story now, dog. I was doing some research, man, and it's just prevalent in all the meat in Mexico. And, you know, man, it can happen to anybody, man. It was just unfortunate situation that he got caught up in that. And now I'm going to be a complete and utter liar and tell you that I believe it, just so that I can root for Canelo and get these Canelo fans off my back. Man, I can't stand all that, man. God, dog. I'm trying to read my comments in the comment section. It's just like, man, bro, you're a hater. You're a Canelo hater. You're a hater. And I keep telling them, like, look, man, I am not a hater of Canelo. I like Canelo. I like the dude. But, man. So, anyway, man, that's where I am now, dog. I'm about to be a Canelo fan, bro. I'm about to sell out all my principles. Well, I'm already a Canelo fan. But I'm just going to come out. I'm going to do like half of them dudes do that like Canelo and come out the closet. I'm gonna come out the closet as a Canelo fan, bro. Lawrence Johnson said, I've been MIA. What's up, Fannon? What's good with you, Lawrence Johnson in the building, man? Notice I got that wrench for you. As soon as I saw you, I got that wrench for you. Make sure you come on back by the chat every morning, 8 a.m., except the weekends when we go around 9 o'clock, because I'm old and want to sleep in. Make sure you come on back, man. That's what's up, man. Ray Patterson, what's good, man? He said, what's up, Mr. Martin? All ready for this to drop some excellent boxing knowledge on us and the chat members. Absolutely, man. You know how it goes. We do boxing around here, man. I'm almost, another little announcement. Just so you guys know, I'm gonna have a place for you guys to be buying your boxing equipment soon, man. Almost got my website up and running. It's gonna be a store for all your boxing and your combat needs. Much love for the super chat, man. My man Giovanni know how to hold it down. He said, had to support immediately and go to my peace of mind, to my boxing channel. Push the like button. Wife is getting on my nerves. Wow, give me some boxing. Hey, man, don't say that too loud, man. Don't say that too loud. Then she really get on your nerves, you know? Yeah, man, I know how it is, though, sometimes, man. The real Dino Wells said, what's up, broski? I'm chilling, man. You know what it is. Just talking this boxing this morning, man. Copper Rap originates. So the meat is tainted in Mexico with steroids. Wow, can't accuse them of drug usages. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, hey, dude, I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of the abuse. Tired of the abuse. Canelo Alvarez is the greatest fighter ever, and Manny Pacquiao was the #2 pound-for-pound fighter ever. And as soon as he comes out, and unless Manny Pacquiao decides to come out of retirement, at which time Manny Pacquiao will be the #1 fighter of all time until Canelo fights again, in which Canelo Alvarez will be the greatest fighter of all time. And then as soon as somebody else comes up, they'll be the greatest fighter of all time. I'm starting to follow all of that, dog. What's going on? Blame Duran said, I've been on the Chris Eubank train. Fannon, what do you think about Chris Eubank in contrast to the Mayweathers? Oh man, Chris, you talking about Chris Eubank, man? Chris Eubank is a nice guy. What's going on, Powerhouse Watson? Good morning, OG. How you feeling? I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling good, man. Life is good. I can't complain, man. I'm in a good place. You know what I mean? And I hope you're in a good place too, man. Damon Weston says, salute, King. Good morning. Yeah, good morning, man. So I hear that he's trying to fight all these dudes back to back, and he can't do it, man. He can't do it, man. Now, that is I'm being very, very honest about, all right? I do like Canelo, though. I ain't gonna lie. I do like Canelo. However, and I do want him to see these guys. But these guys are going to have to fight each other because he is one man. You know, I don't think we can hold Canelo to standards that are unreasonable. Like saying he's got to fight everybody and nobody got to fight anybody else. Jermall Charlo has got to fight Demetrius Andrade. Like, I'm sitting up here feeling like a hypocrite because I'm saying, look, man, Canelo need to fight Jermall Charlo. But then Jermall Charlo's sitting there saying he doesn't need to fight Demetrius Andrade. What's the difference? Demetrius Andrade's the WBO champion and you're the WBC champion. That's a unification fight. You know, fight the man. And I don't really care really about all that stuff with his brother, man. I don't care. Copper River Originate say, let's get this straight. Canelo is the greatest Mexican fighter ever, if not the greatest fighter ever. Sorry, that belongs to Muhammad Ali, period. Oh, they're smoking dope, man. I'm not serious about that. I'm not serious about that. Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter. I think Canelo Alvarez he's the biggest fighter of his generation, and he might be the best. I said in the video that I did this morning that I put out that he was the best, but on the real, I don't know if he is because there's Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford really does have an opportunity to be the best of his generation. He's just not as big a name. And, you know, I think when they say he's the best, they really mean that he's the biggest. And they mix in how big a name you are with how good you are as a fighter. And, you know, if you compare how big a fighter Canelo is to Terrence Crawford, you know, it's night and day, you know. So it's going to be hard, you know, for masses of amount of people to support a guy that they don't watch fight, right? A lot of the people that watch Canelo Alvarez never watched Terrence Crawford. So they wouldn't know whether or not he's how good a fighter he is or isn't. You know what I mean? Philip Guthrie said, do you give Ward more respect for the Super 6 tournament or Canelo's undisputed European tour? Canelo's Andre Ward's Super 6, easy. Andre Ward's Super 6, easy. With Carl Froch, because they're both kind of similar, and they both have, you know, they're both European tours. But I think that Carl Froch is a legit 168 pounder. And so was Mikkel Kessler. And so was, what was the other guy that did do? So was Saki Obika. He beat Saki Obika. No, I think that was the Super 6. And he didn't get to pick who it was, so there's no matchmaking there. You know what I'm saying? Chris Carter said, Chris Eubank, what do you think about Chris? Yeah, Chris Eubank is a good fighter, but he's just flawed. His defense, he's going to get hit because he carries his hands so low. But he can crack, and he's got a lot of heart. I like Chris Eubank, but I don't think, you know, he's got a lot of heart, and he can crack, right? And he's a better fighter. He's a better fighter than people give him credit, than some people in America give him credit for. But at the same time, man, like, I don't know if he beats, I'm not sure. I don't think he beats Andre Dirrell. I would put him right there with right there with Andre Dirrell. Right? I think the big win for Chris Eubank in his career was James DeGale, who I liked a lot. James DeGale was a good fighter. He was fun to watch. Very talented fighter, very fun to watch. I think Chris Eubank caught James DeGale at the end of his career when he was washed up. But, you know, James DeGale was nice, man. I like James. I used to like watching James DeGale fight. It's fantasy hour for the fans. Yeah, pretty much. You said that before, man, but it always is. Texas made the realist. I saw you said that on my chat. You said that about the Terrence Crawford. Oh, you said that about Canelo Alvarez and Boots Ennis. I don't think that's a fantasy, man. I don't think that's a fantasy. I think that fight is almost unavoidable at a point. Very much. I mean, as long as he gets through it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I don't think there was anything wrong with thinking, okay, what's going to happen when Shakur Stevenson gets to Vasily Lomachenko? Because that's been people have been saying that for a while. They also said that about Gervonta Davis. When Gervonta Davis was very early in his career, what's he going to do with Lomachenko? Right? And Lomachenko was the man at the time. I mean, Canelo Alvarez has said he's going to be fighting for several more years. If he fights for several more years and he keeps winning, he's going to run into there's a very good chance he's going to run into Jaron Ennis. It's going to be hard pressed on Jaron Ennis getting beat by these guys. Seriously, man. Very hard pressed on Jaron Ennis getting beat by these guys. So I mean, he's that level of talent. So from a hardcore boxing fan standpoint, they're going to run into each other, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Talking about it, like Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson is a heavyweight, is very young in his career. However, Alexander Usyk, if he don't duck and he gets those belts, is going to have to deal with Jared Anderson, because Jared Anderson is the cream of the crop as far as those young heavyweights go. It ain't and he's actually a young heavyweight, not an Eastern European fighter or a Cuban fighter that's older that is now fighting, that is now just turned pro after a very long amateur career. Right? He's not a 30-year-old Frankie Sanchez or whatever. What's that guy's name? Not Wojciech, Horacek. Horacek looked like might be, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but Hervacek, whatever his name is, that the big punching Eastern European heavyweight that's on the come up, I think he may be close to 30 years old. Right? The young ones, the legitimate young ones, are like Daniel Dubois, who already got knocked out by Joe Joyce, right? And Joe Joyce is 30 years old. 30-something years old, right? They act like he's an up-and-coming fighter, but he's over 30 years old. Like AJ was 28. AJ's over 30 years old now. Those guys are going to have to run into Jared Anderson, provided Jared Anderson, they just don't flat out duck Jared Anderson, from what I can see. Now, if somebody comes out and just knocks out Jared Anderson, okay, but on the real, I don't see it. I think that guy is a for real talent, man. Blame the Bear said Eubank is a defined gentleman in a gentleman's sport. I mean, he's a nice guy. A little arrogant, dog. A little arrogant from my team. He's a little big up there. He's a nice guy. I'm just messing. I've actually met Chris Eubank. Amazing how little he is, man. He stays close to weight, man. He cannot possibly be very far off weight at any time. Starstruck Sports said, you making the morning so dope, man. Driving Uber, listening to you makes my morning go by so well. Hey, that's what's up, man. Enjoy that Uber drive, bro. Enjoy that Uber, bro. Enjoy that, man. Get that money, man. Get that money. We gonna act like Ward didn't go on a European tour as well. He didn't. Absolutely. He entered a tournament that had Europeans in it. He didn't go on a tour of Europe. He fought the guys in a tournament that had to be put in front of him. It's not a European tour, bro. No. He beat Kovalev. But no, he did not. In fact, let's go through this. Let's go through this. I like that, though, since you want to hate on Andre Ward. Andre Ward didn't have the option to go on any tours, man. These dudes weren't trying to fight him. If he was going on a tour, he would have ran through where Kazakhstan. He would have ran to Kazakhstan and got up and beat up on Golovkin. All right, so let's see. All right, so Kovalev, he knocked out Kovalev. Before that, it was Andre Brand, Alexander Brand. He's not European. Barrera, not European. Paul Smith, not European. Edwin Rodriguez, not European. Chad Dawson, not European. In the Super 6 tournament, he fought Carl Froch and Abraham. Those guys were European. Before that, he fought Sakio Bika, who was not European, and Alan Green, who was not European. Before that, he beat a European in Mikkel Kessler. And then before that, everybody else is no need to even do it. Everybody else are fights in the United States of America. He did go somewhere, the cricket grounds, and beat Roger Crantel. Before that, that was his developmental fights. Yeah, man. So no, I'm not really trying to hear that. Ain't no European tour on there, man. He beat some Europeans, but definitely was not looking for them, man. My thoughts on Conor Benn, he looks like he's a good fighter. But he's in a division that is so deep that I think that he needs to stay over there. I think he needs to stay over there in Europe for a little while. I don't know what he's going to do over there with those other guys that are contemporaries to him. Conor Benn is, and how old is Conor Benn? I'm not sure how old Conor Benn is. But Conor Benn is an aggressive fighter, very fun to watch. I like him. I like watching him. I'll watch it. Let me put it this way. I will watch a Conor Benn fight. I'll watch a Conor Benn fight anytime because he's going for the kill. I like that last fight he had. He wasn't playing with him, man. He's trying to hurt that dude. So I like that, man. I like that in Conor Benn. But as far as the welterweight division, I'll tell you, just like people would ask me what I thought about Josh Kelly. Like, yeah, I like watching Josh Kelly. Slick fighter, kind of got that, got athletic, kind of got the slips and the moves. Everything looks good. But I don't know, man. When he runs into somebody, when he runs into one of these Mexicans, one of these welterweight Mexicans is going to stick his head in his chest and get to swinging. I don't know how that's gonna flow for him. That's what I'll say about that, man. Eubank Jr. was taken out by Billy Joe Saunders. He wasn't taken out. He lost a fight. I don't think he was taken out by him, though. But, yeah, they're both that level of fighter, man. That's what I think. That they're that level of fighter. A notch below Caleb Plant. Think Caleb Plant and dip it down just a little bit. Dip it down just a little bit. I cannot believe my son is out here listening to this music in the middle of my show. I got some type of rap music bumping in my ear. We said Andrea Ward couldn't pick his opponents. He went in the fight. Yeah. Oh, Andre Ward. Yeah, Andre Ward couldn't pick his opponents. He went in the fight blind. Yeah, we're not complete. He'll be able to see the tape on him, but he didn't get to pick him. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Andre Ward is a better fighter than Canelo. That's my opinion, and I've already seen enough of Canelo to tell you that, nah, man, that's Andre Ward is like that, man. Andre Ward is really like that. Canelo is like that, but Andre Ward a little more like that, bro. Little more like that. Andre Ward gets smoked by Canelo, not a chance, bro. Hey, Boxing Fuego. I can respect you going by what you've seen lately. Richard Hill in the building. What's going on, Noop? How you feeling, man? I can appreciate you going with what you think. That's okay if you believe that. But get smoked? Man, you got a high thought. You think very highly of Canelo. First, maybe he smokes him now because the man's been retired for several years. How long has Dre been retired? Andre Ward has been retired since like 2017. Yeah, exactly. He's been retired 4 years. So unless he does that would be funny though if he came out and did a Sugar Ray Leonard on him, popped out there, beat that boy 4 years off retirement. That would be funny, dog. But nah, man, yeah, you can take that somewhere else, bro. Hey, Richard, oh yeah, ringside with LCD said, nah, Fannon, I remember you were sweet on DeGale's sister. Hey, man, she's bad, bro. Yeah, man, hey, so who wouldn't be? Her and who's the other one? Omar Figueroa. Who? Oh, him and hers and Omar Figueroa's are like that, man. You know what I mean? Tank ran from Lomachenko. Let me correct you on that, Ivan X. Hey, hold on 1 second, y'all. Y'all got to give me 1 second. Man, I'm on my show, man. Sorry, I didn't know if you could hear me. Sorry about that, man. Sorry about that. Like my son lost his mind. It's like, man, he just bumping all in my ear, man. I can't even focus, man. Anyway, man, what was I saying, man? Look, Insidious Lisp. He won that fight. He won that fight. Andre Ward won that fight. How did he get smoked? He got knocked down. Smoked? I think that may be a little bit of an exaggeration, don't you think? Seeing as Kovalev lost the fight. Don't you think? And then Andre Ward retired on him, took all the money from the rematch. Smoked his pocketbooks. Yeah, man, I think you may be exaggerating a little bit there, bro. Alejandro said, I think it'll be Benavidez for Cinco de Mayo. Maybe, who knows? It is going to be somebody. Jose Sanchez. Andre Ward's resume is trash. Yeah, you mean the undefeated, his undefeated record from 12 years old with the Olympic gold medal? The Olympic gold medal is trash. Yeah, his resume is trash with multiple Hall of Famers on there. Yeah, okay. With Andre, with Sergey Kovalev on there twice, and not a knocked out Sergey Kovalev, a legit Sergey Kovalev twice. Your boy, and the only reason that it ain't what it was is because Gennady Golovkin and them guys wouldn't fight. Canelo could have moved up. He was there. Canelo Alvarez could have came on up. If he wanted to come on up, he was there. Andre Ward's resume is trash. Man, y'all just, dude, see, you guys are haters, man. You guys are straight haters. Hey, that's straight hater mode, Jose Sanchez. Man, dude, Andre Ward is about 8. Andre Ward gonna beat Canelo. I would laugh. I hope he does come out. I hope he does come out and fight Canelo. Man, Andre Ward will blast Canelo, man. You guys are bugging. A prime Andre Ward would beat Canelo worse than Floyd Mayweather Jr. did. Now, let's see, that's where you guys start going overboard and talking craziness, okay? He will destroy Andre Ward. Man, you are a casual fan, bro. You are a casual. You look at this sport very casually, man. Very, very, very casually. If you think Andre Ward is going to get destroyed by Canelo Alvarez, stop it, okay? That fighter is like that, dog. Dave Dollar in the building. What's going on, man? I'm just saying, man, come on, man. Yeah, Brian said, Brian, son of God, Ward over Canelo any day. I mean, I think Ward's a better fighter, bro. I think he's a better fighter. He's a bigger fighter. He's a better inside fighter. And Canelo ain't hitting him. He's not going to just load up on him with these left hooks, man. I think that's going to be the fight of Canelo Alvarez's life. Put it that way. The fight of his life, man. Absolutely, bro. But you know what I mean? No, I didn't. You're the same guy that said Plant was going to do this and that in the third to Canelo. Now you say, no, I didn't. You're a liar, man. Manuel Rosales, you're a liar. You are an absolute positive liar. You're not just going to come in the chat and lie. All right? First of all, let me throw you out. Get out. Second of all, don't come in here lying. No, I did not say Canelo Alvarez was going to do this and that in the third to Canelo, Caleb Plant was going to do this, that, and the other thing to Canelo Alvarez. I said Canelo Alvarez was going to win the fight. And I said that Caleb Plant was a live underdog. He's better than Billy Joe Saunders. But you know the outcome of the fight, Canelo's going to win. And maybe Caleb Plant will go the distance. That's what I said, you liar. So why don't you just stop lying, okay? Stop listening to what because nobody said that. You've never, and I guarantee you've never heard anybody but Caleb Plant say, and you never heard Caleb Plant say he was going to do this, that, and the other to Canelo. The fight was a mismatch on paper. Oh, you said, no, I didn't. You're a liar. Get out of here, man. Liar. And I'm not even going to call you name. I'm just going to call you straight up liar. You're a liar. Several people come around trying to do that nonsense. You're the guy that said Manny Pacquiao was going to fight Ugas. You just guessing. No, I didn't, because somebody called me a Canelo hater. Dog, I don't know anybody that did not pick Canelo Alvarez to win. That seriously took Caleb Plant to win. Shut up and get out. Annoying when you guys come and lie. Quincy Carter in the building, man. He said, I got to be real. Dre lost that first fight with Kovalev. No, I didn't. Let me check BoxRec. BoxRec says, unanimous decision win over Sergey Kovalev. And then he went and knocked him out the second fight, man. He won that fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? He won that. Both ain't on the white, man. Hey, look, Giovanni Walker in that super chat, man. Much love. He said, Ryan Garcia should come back and fight Blair Cobb. They're not in the same weight class. I do believe Blair Cobb is 147. Think Blair is too big for Ryan. Ryan moves up to 147. That's gonna be trouble for him, bro. Real trouble, bro. Blame the Baron said Ward is a beast, but he's too self-confident, silent arrogance. I mean, he's a very, very confident dude, man. But he should be. You know, he's won a lot of fights, and he's a very, very good fighter, too. You know what I'm saying? He's a very, very good fighter, man. Note said, what do you think about Lopez being undisputed? I mean, let me put it this way. Josh Taylor done talked himself. Josh Taylor is in a funny situation. Funny situation. Let's look first at this. Mauricio Suleiman said in an interview that Canelo Alvarez is the franchise champion at 168 pounds. He's not. I thought originally he was the franchise champion at 160 pounds. He said no. He's like, no. Franchise champion carries anywhere you go. So Canelo Alvarez, at any weight class he goes to, becomes the champion in that division. If Canelo Alvarez moved to heavyweight, Canelo Alvarez would be the heavyweight champion, the WBC heavyweight champion. According to the WBC. It's amazing. Like, it's amazing. They said, can you clarify the franchise? Is Canelo Alvarez the franchise? Said you're a franchise champion, you're the franchise champion. So whatever weight class you go to, you're the franchise champion, which means Canelo does not get a WBC mandatory, does not have a WBC mandatory at 168 pounds. You can't force a mandatory with Canelo at 168. And since the WBC said that the franchise championship is what matters, that's why they say Teofimo Lopez is undisputed. If Teofimo Lopez moves to 140 pounds, Josh Taylor is no longer undisputed. Josh Taylor loses his undisputed title the second Teofimo Lopez goes into that weight class. Franchise champion is the stupidest designation that you ever could have. It's amazingly stupid what they do to kiss up to Canelo, bro. And I'm very serious because it's that. And I bet you, when Teofimo moves up, then it won't apply to Teofimo Lopez, but it'll apply that way to Canelo Alvarez. I'm telling you, man, the WBC with that franchise backside screwed up undisputed. Screwed it up. Canelo literally is the franchise champion, the WBC champion in any weight class he wants to fight in. Anyone. It's amazing, bro. But as far as Teofimo being undisputed, yeah, sure, why not? Whatever, I don't care. He's undisputed according to the WBC. WBC says that Devin Haney's not the champion, and it's their belt. That's the truth of the matter. Is he undisputed in the sense of nobody disputes that he's the champion? No, because Devin Haney has a claim at that title. So the answer is yes and no. Literally, the answer is yes and no at the same time, bro. Because of that stupid franchise title. Because they're trying to protect. And Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter in the world. What does he even need it for? I mean, seriously, what does he even need it for? If he's that good, what purpose does it serve? Other than to protect him from a mandatory. and immediately make him the champion wherever he goes. It's just ridiculous, bro. Brian, son of God, said Ward is very dangerous, man. I'm telling you, man, Ward is a better fighter than Canelo. And I don't think, just looking at him in the ring, Ward is a better fighter than Canelo. How much better? I don't know. But he's bigger. Provided, Canelo's not winding up on him with them shots, man. I'm telling you. And if he's in good health, he's going to move forward on him. He's going to beat up Canelo on the inside, man. They would be, if Canelo Alvarez, if Andre Ward was still where Andre Ward was, he wouldn't fight him. He'd do just like Gennady Golovkin did and stay right where he was at 160. Gennady Golovkin talked all that smack about fighting Andre Ward, but it was time to fight him. He wouldn't move. He wouldn't do anything to fight him. So it is what it is, man. Said 50 Band said Ward stops in the Mexican Dream. Hey, man, he's a really good fighter, though, man. Anyway, Kamal Oz, man. Much love in that super chat, Kamal. Would Canelo enter a tournament with no veto power? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not, man. Canelo been a star for a long time, man. Check that ish Fannon. I'm telling you, man, that's the case. That is what they said. The WBC said that, man. They said that Canelo Alvarez is the franchise champion at 168 pounds. That makes him there is no regular WBC guy, right? But he's the franchise. He's the franchise. He got franchised. So it means he got franchised as soon as he moved up there. He said, according to what he said, according to him, he didn't even have to fight for the vacant WBC belt. It's like, but he did fight for the vacant WBC belt. But it's like, why would you do that? Pablo Sanchez, dude, don't talk to me about guys about these homosexuals, bro. Fuck out of here. Goodbye. Oh, we're going to destroy you. Man, stop doing commercials for that dude, man. You probably that dude, man. I've never even heard the dude. Don't know who he is. He destroyed me. If he's destroyed me, why am I here? He destroyed you. Oh, let me give him a commercial. You know what I'm saying? Let me give him a commercial. Man, kiss my, anyway, man. Whatever, bro. You guys are some trolls, man. Anyway, so let's get back to this, man. Destroyed me. He destroyed me. Sissies. Anyway, Quincy Carter said, I'm going off my boxing guys, not box rec jog law. Hey, dude, you don't get a vote, Quincy. Much love in that super chat. You don't get a vote, bro. That's how that works. You don't get a vote. Don't get a vote. The judges get the vote. Andre Ward won the fight. You don't have to go off box rec. He kept his belt. If Andre Ward had not beat that fight, had not won that fight, he wouldn't have been a 175-pound champion, and they wouldn't have fought again. I'm just not into that, man. If you want to be into that and say you think he won, okay, you thought he won. Because that's what you mean. What you mean is you thought he won. You think he won. Or you scored the fight for him. Fine, you scored the fight for him. But guess what? Kovalev lost that fight. I scored the fight. I scored Pernell Whitaker versus Oscar De La Hoya for Pernell Whitaker. But guess what? 20 plus years later, Oscar De La Hoya still won that fight. That's just what it is, bro. At a certain point in time, you got to accept it. He lost that fight. And then on top of it, he came back and knocked him out. There you go. That's all there is to it. He beat him twice. And that's facts, bro. Just facts. And that I don't know offense to you. But that's just facts, man. That's absolutely facts, bro. Oh, yeah, man. Hit the likes, man. Oh, yeah, man. Come on. We got 542 people, man. Come on. We got 157 likes, man. Hit the likes, man. That's because we got a lot of trolls, man. There's a lot of trolls in here. 542, there's a lot of trolls. But Canelo's a hell of a fighter, man. No doubt about it, man. Ward stopped him early in that fight also. Yeah, it's like, man, come on, man. It's just, dude, he knocked him out in the next fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? He knocked him out in the next fight. Andre Ward proved he's a better fighter, bro. And he got the decision, man. Respect the man's decision, man. That's all I'm saying. But if you don't feel it, you don't feel it. You know what I mean? I say the same thing to Tyson Fury fans. They say, oh, no, Tyson Fury won all 3 fights. No, he didn't. He won 2 fights, and he had a draw. At a certain point in time, bro, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. And this is no diss to you, because you're my guy. But people try that shit all the time, bro. You don't get to make up facts, bro. You know what I'm saying? People don't get to make up facts. B&B Boxing say Caleb Plant outboxed Canelo. He had no pop there. Yeah, but here's the thing, man. The thing with Caleb Plant is that outboxing him, which I agree, that's what he destroyed me on. Look, man, Canelo Alvarez lost a lot of rounds in that fight, in my opinion, because that's what it is. It's my opinion. In my opinion, and you can't destroy somebody for their opinion, dickhead. It's my opinion that the man lost a lot of rounds. However, at the same time, dummy, I said and I maintain Canelo Alvarez was not trying to win rounds in that fight. Was not trying to do it. If Canelo Alvarez had wanted to try to box and win rounds, you would have seen Canelo Alvarez fight differently. You would have seen him jab, shift, move back, try to get Caleb Plant to move back, dummy. Because I'm gonna call you a dummy, because you're a dummy. I've listened enough to know you're an idiot. Canelo Alvarez did not try to win rounds in that fight. Didn't try to. He, you dummy, did exactly what he said he was going to do, you dummy. He said he was going to knock the dude out, dummy. That's what he said he was going to do. And as a result, he lost rounds, which is true. And also, when I said he was exposed, dummy, I still maintain he is. He is slow-footed. What did he get exposed for, dummy? How about asking that question, dummy? What he did was he got exposed for being slow-footed, dummy. And he did, because he is, and that's a fact. However, he had already been exposed for that against Lara and against Floyd Mayweather Jr. and against Austin Trout, dummy. I'm telling you, man, these guys do this, these clickbait dudes, clickbaiting with my name, bro. Run up, not you, not NA. It ain't for you, it's for the dummies. You know what I'm saying? It's for the dummies. Clickbaiting using my name to clickbait. Oh, let me debate Fannon on my channel with him not here and laugh at him and make fun of him when he's not around. You know what I mean? You know, y'all are like, you see the movie Friday? You like Smokey. You like Smokey and Debo. You know, when he around, I be quiet. When he leave, I be talking again. That type of dude. Oh, let me try to cherry pick what you said, a word you said, and then make a 5-minute video, 10-minute video exposing you. So somebody will listen to what I got to say, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not exposed as we already knew that. No, he got exposed against Landy Lara. Completely exposed. He's slow. He's slow-footed. That's why Landy Lara was tapping him up. Get if off Fannon. I'm not sure what you mean by that, man. No, man, he was. That's Landy Lara and Floyd Mayweather. I don't know what you want to say, bro, when somebody beats him like that. Did you forget that fight? Or, oh, I'm sorry. You're one of these. Oh, yeah, that was 7 years ago. So what? He had 40 fights, man. He ain't got any faster, Holmes. He ain't got any faster, homie. That was the best fighter he ever faced, man, was Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's not fought anybody like that, so you have no idea whether it being 7 years ago makes a difference or not, bro. You don't know that. Point blank, period. You don't know that. You don't know. That was 7 years ago, like he's going to fight Floyd. When has he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr.? For you to know that 7 years ago. Last time I checked, you're faster at age 23 than you are at 31. Do you know anybody that's gotten faster between the age of 23 and 31? Do you? Last time I checked, you're at top speed at 23, 24 years old, And around 30, you start slowing down. So what about getting older is going to make that man's feet faster? Does he look like he's got trim? Did you see him run after Caleb Plant? He's got slow feet, bro. That's just what it is. He does have slow feet. That's why he lays up against the ropes. That's why he lays up against the ropes, trying to bait people in to fight him. People do not get faster between the age of 23 and 31. If anything, they slow down, especially when they put on, 14 pounds of muscle. But he does have speed advantages against guys that are 168. He may look faster because he's fighting guys that are slower, guys at 168. Get it? Let me help you again with this. If you are at 154, you're fighting smaller guys that tend to be faster. When you move up to 168, you start fighting bigger guys that tend to be slower. The advantage that a guy has moving up is his speed. So Canelo is actually fighting people who are slower than the people that he was fighting when he was at 154. Which is why I'm telling you that the guys that are going to give him problems are guys that are smaller and faster. Not bigger and slower if they do not have the skill. Smaller and faster. And that was proven at 154 by Lara and by Mayweather. Do you think that Caleb Plant is as fast as Lara? No, he's not. He's not fast as foot. He's not as fast of foot. He's not as fast of hand as Lara is. Nobody at 168 is as fast as hands or feet as Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's not the fact, he is actually fighting in a weight class where being slower isn't as big a burden as it is for him at a lower weight class. Which is why guys like Charlo and guys like Demetrius Andrade are probably more trouble for him than guys that are bigger, especially since Canelo Alvarez can outbox those guys. Because he's a great boxer. And he is. He's a great boxer. Without a doubt, man. The dude is a great fighter. And here you go. A great fighter. Expose that. He's a great fighter. Mark Jones said, Fannon talks with the red bouncing ball, at the bottom of the screen, because they're dumb. That's why I talk like that. They will expose me. So let me talk real slow for you. Dante Comedy, man, much love in the chat, man. Thank you so much, brother, man. Thank you so much, brother. I said, most Mexican boxers, fans, trainers always go against the black fighter while many of the black boxers are wearing their flag. You'll never see Jamaican, Haitian, Nigerian boxers wearing a Mexican flag. Yeah, I mean, you know what it is. Everybody wants Mexicans to watch their fights, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's a big fighting demographic. Hey, and I don't blame them at all, man. If they're going to watch the fights, hey, man. And they're exciting fighters. A lot of great Mexican fighters. A lot of great Mexican fighters, too. Not kind of good Mexican fighters, great Mexican fighters. Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. Great fighter. Which is why you guys' exposure you got to go somewhere with all that. Because I'm saying the man is a great fighter. I'm saying he's a great fighter. I'm not saying that he's a scrub. I'm not saying he's not one of the best fighters in boxing or that he lost the Caleb Plant fight. I'm saying that the man never tried to outbox Caleb Plant. He wasn't trying to outbox him. What he tried to do was walk him down and knock him out. And Caleb Plant had success at preventing him from walking him down for a good amount of time until he caught up with him like he said he was going to do. And in this, let me expose Fannon nonsense, I said all that in the video that people want to jump on because you guys don't have any creativity yourself. And nobody would watch your shit if you didn't put other people's names in it. To boot. Nobody would watch you if you didn't make fun of other people, man. That makes you a peon. And I don't care how many people watch your videos. If you can't make videos and talk about the fights themselves without bringing up other people, bro, you're a troll. And you can't be respected in my eyes. Hey, man, we got 600 people in the building, 222 likes, man. Come on, man. Let's get the likes over 500, man. You know what I mean? Alejandro615 said nobody wants Benavidez. That's kind of on Benavidez, man. Benavidez screwed up. You know what I'm saying? Terrell W in the building said, I would personally take Spence over Canelo at 154. Much love in that super chat, bro. Man, that'd be a great fight. If Errol Spence can size up. If he can size up, that's a great fight. A terrific fight. Because that's Canelo with a pressure fighter. That's Canelo with a fast pressure fighter. Gennady Golovkin didn't want that smoke when it was time to go. In my opinion, Canelo Alvarez punked Gennady Golovkin. Because when Gennady Golovkin was talking about all that stand toe-to-toe to me stuff, when Canelo stood toe-to-toe with him, he backed up. Because Canelo was hurting him. Because Canelo said, all right, I'll stand with you. You know what I mean? Cinnamon Savage said, what do you think about Israel Madrimov? I think he's good, man, but I haven't seen a lot of him. So I can't really say. I can't give you anything in depth about him. But I think he's a very, very good fighter, man. But I'm telling you, just like NA said, I want to see Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is the guy that's would give him problems. In my book, that's the guy I think that would give Canelo Alvarez the most problems. Is Demetrius Andrade. That guy, because he's a southpaw, he's very fast, he moves very, very well. He's an excellent counterpuncher. He's got a chin. That would be a very tough matchup stylistically for him, man. You know what I mean? Tremendous instincts. Everyone is a boxing expert nowadays. No, they're not. No, they're not, including you. Boy, we talking boxing, man. But now, he's an expert. Everybody's an expert now. Nobody's an expert. Who are you, the expert crew? Who are you? You know what I mean? People can't talk about boxing. Anyway, whatever, man. I like. At least you showed up, man. Hit the dislike button, clown. Man, I got to be more positive, man. Boxing fan USPR said, Fannon, do you think Canelo will someday let me see. Do you think Canelo will someday a fair fight against a real opponent? Yeah, man. Dude, he just did. Man, look, man. He just did. He shot a fair fight against a good opponent in Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant was the champion, and Canelo Alvarez beat him. And there's no problem with that fight because that was a fight to have. He had one more belt. You know what I'm saying? You said, at least you showed up. Yeah, thanks, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Cut it out, man. Cut it out, bro. With all that. Y'all are the haters. Yeah, oh my God, I can't stay. He said Canelo Alvarez got exposed. I said he did. I say he did. And I'm going to remain it. Like, what I didn't call a man a bum. I said a weakness got exposed. A weakness got exposed. And it did. The man's feet are slow. Against a smaller fighter, he's going to have a problem. Okay? Because he'll have a hard time catching them. Like he had a hard time catching Austin Trout. He had a hard time catching Floyd Mayweather. And he had a hard time catching Erislandy Lara. And I maintain that. But if he fights slow-footed guys that run out, he's not that weakness will not get exposed. Similarly, there are other fighters that have weaknesses. Every fighter has a weakness. Every one of them have a weakness. The question is, can you find somebody to exploit the weakness that has been exposed? You know what I mean? He dropped. Yeah, he did. Absolutely, he dropped him. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Kovalev dropped Andre Ward. Andre Ward still exposed him. You know what I mean? Still exposed him. Andre Ward went straight to Kovalev and beat up Kovalev. And guess what? Kovalev don't like it to the body. Does not like it to the body. If you can get close to Kovalev and wear Kovalev's body out, you can stop him. And Andre Ward exposed that. So later on, a guy named, what is the guy's name? I'm forgetting his name. Man, dude, I'm getting old. Eliander Alvarez. Hey, Miguel Camera, you running out of excuses? No, I'm not. Never gave one, homie. Get out. You're running out of excuses. Anyways, goodbye, dummy. I don't have an excuse. Excuses are when you're trying to explain something away. I'm not trying to explain anything away. I said Canelo Alvarez was going to win the fight. I said it. What's to explain away about that? But anyway, that's what Alvarez did to him. And then after that, Canelo knew it. So Canelo walked him down, blocking punches, wearing him out with body shots, and eventually stopped him because he knew he couldn't take it to the body. That's what happened to Sergey Kovalev. Anthony Yarde didn't take advantage of it because he wasn't skilled enough to go to Sergey Kovalev's body and wear Sergey Kovalev's body out. Same thing with Julius Ndungo. Julius Ndungo was exposed by Terrence Crawford. People didn't beat Julius Ndungo until Terrence Crawford exposed that he don't like body shots. And then after that, he goes in there and he gets knocked out by Regis Prograis with shots to the body. What's the issue here with that? There are a lot of people in boxing that have had their weaknesses exposed. If you look at Caleb's ribs, they were all red. Yeah, he wore that man's body out. Wore it out. And that is what happened to Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant could not take it. Eventually, Caleb Plant was a sucker for that left hook. And here's the thing, bro. What's going on, Larry Snow? He was a sucker for the left hook. Left hook to the body, left hook up top. Yeah, and Ndungo sucks now. After he got exposed, he sucks now. He didn't suck then. Julius Ndungo was a unified champion. People didn't know whether or not he beat Troitsky and he beat Ricky Burns. People did not know he had beaten legitimate fighters. 4 belts. Was a unified double. What was he, like the WBA and the IBF champion or something? Or the WBC, I think maybe in the WBC and the IBF champion. But once he got hit to the body, boom, people are like, oh, we can't take it to the body, and that's it. That's what happens. Telling you. And when fighters know that that you're slow of foot, if they have the ability to take advantage of that, they'll be able to take advantage of that. You know what I mean? And Caleb Plant took advantage of it as long as he could. You know, as long as he could. But hey, man, Canelo Alvarez also has a lot of strengths, a whole lot of strengths that overcome his weaknesses. And there's no issue with that, man. That's everybody in life, man. Canelo Alvarez is not a perfect fighter. And I would ask you, to the people that expose me, what is Canelo Alvarez's weakness? This is where I'll expose you. What is Canelo Alvarez's weakness? If you can't answer that, then what you talking about? Because everybody's got one, homie. Everybody's got a weakness. Everybody, man. So other boxers will tell you, trainers will be like, okay, this is what you got to do. That's how they game plan. They look for the weakest part of your game. He's not perfect, man. He's not. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not perfect. Tyson Fury's not perfect. These guys, Muhammad Ali was not perfect. He was not a perfect fighter. Sugar Ray Leonard was not a perfect fighter. They're not perfect, man. They've got weaknesses, and weaknesses get exposed. If you can compensate for your weakness, cool. Robert Jaramillo said, good morning, Fannon. Iron Mike said it best. None of these guys can handle Canelo's power for 12 rounds. Do you agree? Much love in that super chat. No, I do not agree. Danny Jacobs went 12 rounds with him. Daniel Jacobs went 12 rounds with him. Caleb Plant went 12 rounds with him. Mike Tyson's just talking because they went 12 rounds. They went 12 rounds with him. Callum Smith just went 12 rounds with him, and so did Daniel Jacobs. I don't think they could if they were maybe fighting back. He couldn't have. If he dang near got his arm, he got his arm mauled, but Callum Smith went the distance, didn't he? I'm pretty sure it was a unanimous decision for him. It was a unanimous decision 2 times with Gennady Golovkin. It was a unanimous decision. It was a decision victory with Lara. It was a decision victory with Trout. It was a decision victory. It was a decision victory, I do believe, with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., even though I think he carried Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Brian, son of God, said, Fannon, have any boxer became undisputed in 2 weight classes? If so, who came close to it? Look, man, of course there was. Absolutely. Because for a long period of time, bro, there were not 4 belts. There was a guy that was undisputed in 3 weight classes at the same time. His name's Henry Armstrong. He was undisputed at 126, 135, and 147 at the same time. So, yeah, at the same time. And there was there are other guys that moved up in weight classes that maybe Joe Gans might have been champion in 2 weight classes. I'd have to go through it. I'm on a draw, man. Fannon, you say it's slow feet. He doesn't need pointless movement. He cuts the ring off. Yeah, but dude, but that don't mean his feet ain't slow. He did not cut that ring off against Erislandy Lara. He didn't. He didn't cut that ring off. But if you can move and you can do it and you're able to overcome that, hey, man, you had a thing. It's still, that's compensating for it. But, yeah, he's a great fighter, man. No doubt about it, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a great fighter, man. No doubt about it. But he's not perfect, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's not perfect. And so to say that act like the man is perfect is ridiculous, homie. Yeah, Holyfield. But Holyfield was. But I don't know if he was a cruiserweight. I'd have to go back and look to see if he was a cruiserweight. But he may have been a cruiserweight. Anyway. Yeah, man, but you guys, let me say, put one, I want to know this. Put a 1 in the chat and don't put a 2 if you think Canelo Alvarez has no flaws. Put a 1 in the chat if you think because I truly want to understand this. Because all I said was the man got slow feet. That's all I said. He's got slow feet. I didn't say he was not a better fighter than Caleb Plant. I didn't say and matter of fact, I said he would beat anybody between 160. I think he can beat anybody between 160 and 175. I said it. I think he can beat everybody in 160. I think he can beat everybody in 168. And I think he has 100. No, they must. I'm not asking you if you disagree with me. I'm asking you if you guys think he doesn't have any flaws. So I can know. Because it seems to me like you there you go. See? You think he doesn't have any flaws. Okay. Now, there you go. No, I said no flaws, homie. I said no flaws. Because if he's got a flaw, he can that flaw can be exposed. Can it not? Can it not? So what I'm saying, what you exposing, dummy? You, sir, Mr. Whatever 4-digit name you are, what are you exposing, dummy? You're in here. Have the balls to say something, bro. Put it in the comment section, homie. I would love to rip you up in a debate, dog. Love to. There's no way you would last, homie. No way. You'd be walking up out of here saying, I'm sorry, you're right. Because I want to know, since you guys all like to cherry pick, put up in here he ain't got no flaws. So we can cut to the chase. Since y'all want to talk. Say he ain't got say it. Have enough balls to get in there and say Canelo Alvarez has no flaws. He's a perfect fighter. If you don't do it, then shut up for the rest of your life. You just got exposed. And you ain't even on here, homie. You just got exposed and you ain't on here. Right? See, y'all like to sit up here. You guys like to sit up. And anytime somebody says something that you don't agree with, you want to put their name in a video and you want to bap your lips about how stupid they are. I'm asking you to your face if the man, and you know you hear, is the man a perfect fighter? If you are stupid enough to put yes in this comment section, then everybody knows that you're the idiot that just got exposed. Nah. Expose me. Expose that, dummy. You cherry pick comments is what you do. You cherry pick comments and then you run off to a crowd of people and you talk. Because you cherry pick comments. You take one thing I say and you cherry pick it and you talk about it for 15 minutes or whatever you do. But when I ask you a simple question and you are not blocked from this channel, you coward. You are not blocked. None of you. You're not blocked. Put a flaw. You can't put a flaw. You know why? Because if you put a flaw on there, then you got to deal with all these other guys going at you. You don't have enough courage to tell somebody what a flaw is in Canelo Alvarez, because all the people you cherry picking and talking to will turn on you. As soon as you say there's something Canelo cannot do, or there's something Lomachenko cannot do, or there's something Anthony Joshua cannot do. Oh, yeah. Last Prophet. I didn't get baited. Ain't no bait. Dummy. Lost Prophet. Is Canelo up? You just got baited. Is he a perfect fighter? Dude, I'm not getting baited. I love this. I love doing this. I don't mind at all, bro. I don't mind at all. I enjoy it. It's called talking boxing, dummy. It's called talking boxing. When you sit in the barbershop and you sit there and go back and forth with somebody arguing about boxing or arguing about basketball, that's what this is. And every once in a while, I will jump out there and I have no problem debating you. None. Absolutely not. 99 out of 100 times, I will sit back and chill out and be like, ignore him. But every once in a while, bro, I got no problem whatsoever embarrassing you. None. So, like I said, nobody thinks Canelo Alvarez is a perfect fighter, but thank you very much, you're dismissed, homie. Hey, Fannon, isn't Floyd's flaw his hands? Look, man, Floyd Mayweather Jr., and somebody would have to show it. I can't say that I know what Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s flaw is, because Floyd Mayweather Jr. ain't never had anybody beat him. So I can't. Nobody's ever, in my opinion, other than Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Yeah, not Julio Cesar Chavez. Excuse me. Jose Luis Castillo has ever come close to beating him. So I wouldn't know. I'll tell you straight up, I don't know what Floyd's flaw is. I don't know. You have to find somebody. I've never seen anybody just move around him like Erislandy Lara did. Erislandy Lara made that very, very difficult on Canelo. Anyway, much love in that super chat to my man Jay Lynn, baby. He said Canelo has several flaws I've seen when he fought Floyd, Lara, GGG, BS, Billy Joe Saunders, and Plant. Exactly. But, listen to it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Can we talk about something different? Ask a question. Wow, that's true, Fannon. Thanks, big bro. Look, man, I'm just telling you, bro. Fannon, answer this. Who can beat Canelo? I don't know. I don't know if anybody can beat Canelo that's fighting right now. I think the biggest favorite to beat him is Demetrius Andrade, in my opinion. But even then, I don't even know if he can beat Canelo. I don't know in those weight classes. And I'm going to be very straight with you. I don't know. I don't know if anybody is well-rounded enough or good enough to beat Canelo. I don't know. Mark, he said, what is Boots' flaws? I don't know. I do not know yet. But if I see one, I will tell you for sure. Terrell W said, Canelo used that juice. That's a flaw. Much love in that super chat. Look, man, I just wanted to chew you out for a second. Because seriously, man, you cornballs need to go away with that, man. And I don't mind doing it at all. at all. It's good content for me. Every once in a while, bro, it's good to let it out, man. I'm not non-aggressive, okay, in debates. I don't mind telling you. Look, man, don't keep pressing me because I said Canelo Alvarez got slow feet and acting like that's like I'm just stupid for saying it, right? When you're telling me that Canelo is not a perfect fighter. We know he's not a perfect fighter. He's got a loss on his record. He's not a perfect fighter. So don't complain when somebody says, oh, somebody might be able to take advantage of this with Canelo. And he lost rounds to Caleb Plant. He did. He would tell you that. Anyway, but that's a guy that I think has the best chance. But again, man, like I said, Canelo Alvarez has got a lot of experience. He's a very talented fighter. He does not have a lot of flaws. You know what I mean? And he's got a lot of things that'll cause you a lot of problems, like that body work he does. That body work will tear a lot of people up, man. His body work will do a lot of damage, bro. No doubt, a lot of it, man. Big Ock in the building. Say good morning, good morning, good brother. What's going on, man? How you feeling, man? Bond, and hey, by the way, throw that one dude out there. Oh, you got triggered on your own channel. Man, grow up, bro. Anyway, I was enjoying it, man. I was in a bad mood. I'm glad I got a chance to get it off my chest. Real Life said Ward would have come out of retirement for there to be someone to beat Canelo. Man, Ward needs to stay right where he is. Ward would have to come out of retirement for there to be somebody to beat Canelo on Floyd's, and Floyd's power was his only weakness that wasn't exposed because he had some power. I mean, honestly, man, he had enough power to keep people up off of him, man. Probably his work rate. I think if somebody was going to expose something against Floyd, it would be his work rate. Because he wasn't very busy. So if like somebody like Marcos Maidana would be able to, because he punched so much, would be able to get rounds off him because he was so busy. So Floyd Mayweather Jr. is like, the fact that he wasn't the most active fighter in the world could allow some people to get some rounds off him, but dog, he was so much better than them dudes he was fighting, man, and that wasn't gonna happen. Nobody big enough that had enough volume would do that. So but somebody like Errol Spence, if Errol Spence was at 147 when he was there, may have been able to capitalize on that. And I'm not giving a whole lot to the sparring match, Jonathan Diego said, bro, Canelo loves to fight people who are retired damn near. He just times it perfectly. Perfect boxing skills is his kryptonite. Much love in that super chat, bro. Much love in that super chat, bro. Thank you. I mean, he's just, but he's a great fighter, man. Same time, bro. I'll say it in a heartbeat. And this is my opinion, man, but I can defend my opinion. Robert Jermall said, Jaramillo said, Tommy Hearns was not a perfect fighter, but still my top 4 of all time. Canelo not perfect, but dedication speaks wonder. Exactly. Man, he's a beast, man, without a doubt. Canelo Alvarez is a beast, bro. Yeah, Terrell said Pretty Boy. Yeah, Pretty Boy was really active. That's no doubt. Pretty Boy Floyd was very, very active. He was active. He was definitely active, man. Miguel Herrera said, when Andrade and Charlo fighting? I don't know. I wish they would, though. I seriously wish they would. I think that would be absolutely terrific, man. And I think that they should. Now, in defense of Canelo, let's switch over to in defense of Canelo, away from the dummies and into speaking. Hey, dummy, put this on a chat. This is never going to make your channel. I know that. You guys that do all of that, this will never make your channel. It will never make your highlights. In defense of Canelo, dude, Canelo cannot fight all these guys. It's just for real. And they're going to have to box him in. Sitting there being nice to him and staying at 160. If Jermall Charlo wants to fight Canelo Alvarez, he got to go to 168. And that's just a fact. Or he's got to fight Canelo. He's got to fight Demetrius Andrade and fight Gennady Golovkin and try to get undisputed at 160. But, I don't think he's going to get the Gennady Golovkin fight either. I think the most realistic fight for him to get for a unified championship is Demetrius Andrade, which gets rid of one of the people that people say should fight Canelo. But the problem for Jermall is that he may lose to Demetrius Andrade. And on the real, it's I wouldn't say it's likely. I mean, but that's a 50-50 fight to me. That's a 50-50 fight between him and Demetrius Andrade. So I think he needs to take that fight, man. You know? Yeah, I'm gonna leave the steroids alone, bro. You know, it's just that gets so old. Like, it gets so old, bro, with that, man. Player Gaming, man, said stop. Stop what? Player only gaming. Tell me what I need to stop. I'd appreciate it. Just let me know. Tell me what to stop so I know what you're talking about. Hey, man, there's almost 600 people in the building, man. We got 328 likes, man. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button, bro. Quincy Carter, what is Floyd's weaknesses? I think I said that. Or did I miss that? Quincy Carter in the building. Much love in that super chat, brother. The only thing that I think is his activity level at 147. It's just his activity. It's his activity level. It's his activity level. That's it. That's the only thing that I've ever seen give him problems. Was guys that threw a lot of punches and were very, very busy throughout the whole fight because he's a counter puncher. That's what I see. Also, I think that if he fought at 147, if he fought against the wrong guy at 147, he's not big. He's a small guy at 147. So a bigger welterweight could have imposed himself on it. You know, that's what I think. However, like I said, nobody's beating the guy. He only had 50 fights. He had 50 fights. Like Ali had him. Ali's weaknesses you could see, like he flexed before he's gonna punch, his chest flexed. You gotta ask some of them trainers on Floyd. I'm sure somebody can be like, yeah, that's how the best approach you could take at Floyd. Because those are the people that cause him problems. We're high volume punchers. Like Jose Luis Castillo, and Marcos Maidana were guys that gave him problems because of the amount of punches they were gonna throw. I think it's very fair to say Marcos Maidana gave him problems. He gave him enough problems to force a rematch. And Jose Luis Castillo gave him enough problems to force a rematch because those first fights were competitive. But in the second fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. figured them out, right? And figured their weaknesses out. That's where you get into that whole conversation about it being chess and checkers. And here's another thing, bro. Ask Floyd Mayweather Jr. what Canelo's weaknesses are. Because I promise you Floyd knows them. Because Floyd exposed him. That's how he won all them rounds. Or did not Floyd not expose him? Floyd didn't expose any weaknesses. You guys are trying to say because I said he got that means he's a bum or something. And now everybody's going to be able to beat him. Nah, dog. No. Charlo at 168 will knock out Canelo. Much love in that super chat. Man, I cannot see it. Is Jermall bigger than Andrade? I think they're about the same size. Man. I think they're about the same size. Don't Rush 20 said, boxing is trash now because they're scared of one another. The 80s, 90s, 70s wasn't like this, and I was born in the early 2000s, and my generation has become too soft. Well, back then, bro, there wasn't as many people making excuses for guys not making fights. Now you have everybody and their mama making an excuse for not making fights. They do it immediately. If you say, should Canelo Alvarez fight Jermall Charlo, their answer is, why does he deserve that fight? You know what I mean? That's the first thing you're going to hear. You're going to hear a ton of that. As soon as why? Why should he fight him? What has he done to deserve a fight with Canelo? No, I want him to fight the other guy that doesn't deserve the fight. You know what I mean? Just to say no. So they crap on fighters, like the media craps on fighters like you wouldn't believe, man. That's what I think. That's what I think a lot of it is. And plus, these guys at the top make so much money compared to the guys in the middle that there's nothing pushing them, bro. Like Canelo never has to fight again off the money he just made. You know, there's no in the 70s that wasn't the case. Like there might have been one or two guys that were making the money that type of money, but now the networks, you got guys like Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney making millions of dollars a fight. You know what I mean? Devin Haney, quiet as kept, dude. Devin Haney has probably made enough money where if he just wanted to live in a regular house, like a $100,000 house, put his money in a bank and get a job, dude would never have to work again in his life, man, if he didn't want fancy cars and to be famous. Because he's earned a couple $1 million, man. He put that in the bank and be done. The only reason he would need to fight is if he wants to live a grandiose lifestyle. But the fact of the matter is, bro, these guys have already made enough money to retire, especially if they're making American dollars and then going over to Europe. But I'll tell you this, those Eastern Europeans, I like them. Like, I ain't going so far as to saying that they're taking over boxing, but those guys will fight, man. I believe that, dude. I believe Alexander Usyk will fight anybody. I believe Vasily Lomachenko will fight anybody. I definitely believe those guys are about it. Like, those dudes are about it. Even when black American champions get there, dog, they ain't all about it. Like, I'll point fingers at black fighters too. They're not all about it. They're not all rushing to. I mean, any fighter, and pretty much. Let me see. Jermall Charlo will not fight Demetrius Andrade. Jermall Charlo will not fight Demetrius Andrade. I think Jermall will fight anybody in 154, but that fight he won't take because he's got a point to prove. Love Errol Spence Jr., but Errol Spence Jr. will not fight Keith Thurman because of a personal issue. Terrence Crawford did not want to fight Sean Porter. Didn't want to. Told him he didn't want to fight him. Right? It's not. He had to get forced to take that fight. Black fighters do it too. So I think it's just once they get enough money where they feel like they are wealthy and they can pick and they have the ability to pick and choose, they start picking and choosing. Joe Xander Hobson, man, much love in this super chat, bro. Joe Xander Hobson said, I am not trolling. Mayweather clearly lost the first Castillo fight, and in my opinion, the De La Hoya and Mosey fights were staged. Drop a link so I can explain. What do you mean drop a link so I don't do that, bro. I'm not doing the I don't do that. Do the links. I may start doing that, bro, but typically speaking, I don't do that. I need to get a call-in show, like get a call-in number, but when I do that, bro, subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff. For sure, I'll do that. If you read it in the comment though, and I see it, I'll definitely read it. For sure. False. How do you duck somebody that never sends a contract? What are you talking about? You can send a contract. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about, Derek. I'm not going to get into all. Tell me what you're talking about first. How do you duck somebody that never sends a contract? Jermall Charlo never sent Canelo Alvarez a contract. I'm positive of it. You can move out of the weight class. That's one way. You can flat out tell him, no, I'm not fighting you. That's another way. You know what I'm saying? Dude, just because you say nobody got to send a contract for you to duck him. You know, you can just, like, for example, Canelo Alvarez ducked Sergey Derevyanchenko. Ducked him because he didn't take the IBF mandatory. He said he was upset about it and he wished he would have done it, but still he ducked Sergey Derevyanchenko, right? And I would have loved to see that fight because that's a pressure fighter. Like, that's a pressure fighter. When's the last time Canelo fought a pressure fighter? Like that. That'd be good to see. A guy go to toe-to-toe with Canelo, that'd be what's up. But did I think he lost? I mean, look, man, a lot of people said it. I'll watch the fight again. I thought Floyd did enough to win. But it was a good fight for sure. Oh, talking about Haney sending Loma a contract? I didn't say Lomachenko. First of all, Lomachenko ducked him because he left, because he took that franchise title. He was his mandatory and he got out of it by becoming a franchise title. He ducked out of the mandatory. That's why. But you don't have to send a contract. That's why they say he ducked. I think Lomachenko would fight him. I don't think Bob Arum wanted that fight. I mean, there's that side of it too. There is whether or not, there is an issue with whether or not a guy, the promotional company will make the fight or not, right? Bob Arum has say-so as to who these guys fight. Same thing like Terrence Crawford. But Terrence Crawford is actually saying he don't want to fight guys. And that's where I was on him, because he said it. If you say it, what am I supposed to think? He said it the other day. He's an interesting guy, though. Terrence Crawford, and the way he thinks, man, is really, really interesting, bro. Like, and by the way, man, everybody that I got on and I talk bad about you for putting my name in your videos, man, peace and love to you, brother. I hope that you're doing well. I hope you're blessed. I hope your numbers continue to shine, all of that. I don't mind it. I don't really mind it whatsoever. Cats are going to troll on me either way, so I understand you got to do what you got to do. Anyway, but blessings to you. I don't want no ill will with anybody. Seriously, it's bad for your health, and I ain't into that. Fred Chin said, you can duck somebody by paying them step-aside money. Lewis made millions in step-aside money over school. That's not a duck then. You didn't duck them. You take the money, you didn't duck. Nope. That is not a duck. That is not a duck. If you take step-aside money, like Ileander Alvarez did multiple times at 175, you didn't get ducked. You took the money and ran. No. You take step-aside money, that's on you, homie. That's not a duck. You can't be like, oh, you paid me to go and I took the money. You took the money, bro. You agreed not to fight me. He agreed. That's not a duck. When two people agree not to fight, that's not a duck. So if he would have not taken a step aside and he just dropped his belts or something like that, that would have been a duck, man. I think you got to actually do something, not do something that you're obligated to do in order to be considered ducking somebody. That's me. That's how I think about it. If you're not actually obligated to fight the guy, then why in the world would you say it's a duck? You see what I'm saying? Really. Now, if JoJo Diaz had not taken that fight against Devin Haney, that's a duck because you got a champion calling you out. You know what I mean? If you duck the champion, if you got a champion in that division calling you out and you don't take the fight, that's a duck because you're supposed to. Because you're supposed to want the belts. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Jermall Charlo. If Demetrius Andrade calls Jermall Charlo out and Jermall Charlo says, no, I'm not going to take that fight. Why? That's a duck. The reason is because he's a champion in your division, man. That's why you ducking. You ducking because you didn't take the fight. That's why. If Jermall is at 154 or moves to 160 and gets a belt and he doesn't fight Demetrius Andrade, that's a duck. But if he doesn't fight his brother, that's not a duck. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got no obligation to fight your brother. That's just for real. You don't have, there's nothing in boxing or anywhere in the world where you are duty bound to go and try to kill your brother. You say, even in war, be like, look, man, I'm not shooting my brother. That's just what it is, man. It's family over everything else, man. You know what I'm saying? It's family over the job. But anyway, that's what it is. Hey, Forever Runway Fashion Line said 2022 is the year of the cream of the crop. Agree? I hope so. It could be. This end of this year has been really good, bro. The end of this year has been great. So I hope so. I hope that it is. It very well could be. I hope that it is. Maybe it will be. You got Javon. I think you get a good Deontay Wilder fight. I think that's going to be exciting. I don't know who he's going to fight. I think you're going to get, more than likely, you'll get AJ versus Usyk. That'll be good. You may get AJ Tyson Fury You may get Anthony. You may get Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. I don't see Canelo Alvarez having a good fight next year though. He didn't have a good fight this year. He was very busy, but it was, but I don't know, it wasn't all that, man. Daniel Esquire, what's good? Said, I think Boots is a spectacular fighter. Where'd it go? Oh, I'm sorry. But he doesn't have the ring experience right now. Nah. For Canelo, nah. You mean, of course, I don't think he does. I don't think he does. It'd be better when he gets it, though. But he gets it, though, I'm telling you, that's trouble. He gets it, that's trouble because of his talent. His skill and his talent, yeah. But having him get into the big moment and be in the big moment for a while, that's where I think he needs to be. Hey, look, man, we got 552 building, man. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, man. Get the likes over 500, man. I appreciate you. Even if you a hater, man, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, man, because you know you like the conversation. Otherwise, you wouldn't talk about me so much. You know what I'm saying? You know you like the conversation. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here listening. My man, Mr. De La Cruz said, Fannon, how do you feel about Virgil Ortiz leaving Robert Gibbs boxing for Canelo's coach? That didn't happen. I think that Mike Coppinger jumped the gun, and then he jumped the gun, and then instead of admitting he made a mistake, he just sat on it and didn't correct himself. I think that is a case of Mike Coppinger believing that he has a louder voice than Virgil Ortiz does. Because when he made that announcement, Virgil Ortiz contradicted him immediately. And I've still not seen Mike Coppinger correct that. Mike Coppinger wants to be the first. He's a first guy. He's the scoop guy. So, and that's what has gotten him where he is, getting the scoop and being the first one. And dog, he scooped that wrong. Period. He scooped it wrong. Because your boy said, look, man, do not believe any of that nonsense unless you heard it from me or my manager. So, now here's the thing. Maybe Mike Coppinger found out about it before the decision was made and they were mad that they had made that decision. Because I haven't heard Robert Garcia say something about it, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to go to Eddie Reynoso. He's the hot trainer. You know what I mean? He's the hot trainer. Giant TV said, hey, Fannon, I'm predicting Loma versus Tank next summer. Big time pay-per-view, man. I am too. I'm hoping that happens, man. Love it, man. B-Boy Pop 97 said, Fannon, did you hear about Mikey Garcia note for Spence Wright? You got to rewrite that, dog. Benavis banning me yesterday. Benavis Mots, I didn't ban you, bro. I didn't ban you, homie. Canelo Alvarez is pound for pound, plain and simple. Maybe. I think Terrence Crawford's a better fighter. But if you got him, hey, man, knock yourself. If you think he is, hey, man, I appreciate that. I can understand why you think he is. I personally do not think he is. I have Terrence Crawford there. But if you think that, you have plenty of good reason to think it. See that? Isn't that reasonable, friend? You have plenty of good reason to believe things the way that you believe. And so I can't really argue with you about your opinion in that regard, because there's plenty of things that Canelo Alvarez has done in his career to justify that. For me, however, the way that I look at it, I look at defense, ring generalship, clean, effective punching, and effective aggressiveness. And when I look at all four of those scoring criteria together, and I look at the fighter that has the best package of that, for me, it's Terrence Crawford. And Terrence Crawford has beaten everybody that came in front of him. He's beaten everybody in 2 weight classes that he should fight. And there you go. So that for me, right? And he's never been in a close fight. He's never lost. So, Erislandy Lara and Floyd, I know you want to say 7 years ago, but dog, the man had 40 fights 7 years ago. Nobody forgiving Floyd for Corrales. You know what I'm saying? He said, good morning. Continue what you're doing and take the trolls, take them to school. Oh, no doubt. Shay Williams, thank you. Because, hey, seriously, I'm telling you, man, I'll debate y'all. Come on the channel. I'll debate you. I'll enjoy it. I ain't going over to you, but come on over. Send me a note. You know my email address. I ain't hard to find, bro. You want to do it? Hey, I don't even mind. I don't even mind. Because seriously, bro, it's been a long time since I caught a body doing that. I used to not even want to do it because you're not going to be able to debate with me. I'm telling you. You're not getting out of there with nothing resembling a W, bro. And I'm going to be nice and polite to you. But you're not getting out of here with anything less than you're not getting anything other than, oh, okay, well, we can agree to disagree. Other than that, bro, you're getting shook. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. And I'm willing to do it. All you got to do is email me. No need to write all those things. No need to do that on your channel. None of that. Just come on. We'll do it Sunday morning. Sit around on Sunday morning. We can talk boxing for an hour. No problem. I don't mind at all. As long as we're respectful to one another. I don't mind at all. But you ain't calling. You just that good. Let me tell you. I always am a reasonable person. I'm a reasonable person. I say reasonable things. Okay? And if you can't, what do you call it? Soundbite me and take a word that I say and argue with it and run off somewhere else. No, man, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to get me. Telling you. Because it's reasonable, because the things that I'm saying are reasonable. I'm not saying unreasonable things. I'm not saying that Jermall things like say Bud is for example, right? Watch this. Said Bud is a tomato can crusher. You cannot tell me anybody in boxing, any of these guys that have not been crushing tomato cans. Every one of these major fighters got a tomato can crusher in their living room, in their kitchen. All of them. They all disposing of tomato cans. All of them. Terrence Crawford has fought tomato cans. Errol Spence has fought tomato cans. Floyd Mayweather has beaten tomato cans. Canelo has beaten tomato cans. Usyk has beaten tomato cans. They've all beaten tomato cans because there's only a certain number of top level fighters. That's it. There's only a certain level of them. The best, dude. Look, man, that's dog. Pause. Get out of here, Ra. I'd say anytime. Anytime. I've said it. Anytime. Hit me on the email. Anytime, any day, anytime. Please. Tell Bozo to hit me on the inbox. And I have no problem whatsoever. You kidding me? Because you can't sound bite me. You cannot tell other people what I said. I tell people what I said. Right? Think about this, dummy. You're listening to other people tell you what I said and then debate me based on what they said I said. Broderick said, Fannon, I will debate you on who makes a better burger, McDonald's or Burger King. Hey, man, that's no debate, bro. It's whoever you think it is. What do you like? I like Burger King burgers because they're flame broiled. That's what I like. Now debate me out of what I like better. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Fannon hurt black fighters ain't pound for pound. Oh, no, he's hurt. Why am I hurt? I don't care. Why would I be hurt? Because black fighters ain't pound for pound, bro. Black fighters are pound for pound for me. There ain't no such thing. Exactly. Yeah, me too. Exactly, bro. It's like, dude, I'm telling you, you guys mistake debates and what you think these things are. Anybody can take what somebody else says, tell you what the other person says without them there, and start ripping into what the person said. Can do it anytime. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. For me to take what somebody else says and then just start talking about it. And then say, look how stupid this is. Fannon said that the UK boxing, take for example a certain guy who I don't think is a bozo, but get out of here. Fannon says, why are they attacking your blackness? It's just because they, whatever, they got to say something. Fannon said the UK's ruined the heavyweight boxing. What Fannon said was that UK boxers stood in the way of undisputed that we could have had. That's what I said. And that's what I meant. See, because when you talk to me, can tell you what I mean. So you're going to actually have to deal with what I mean and not what you think I mean. Get the difference? I can tell people what I think you mean, but when somebody's actually talking to you, when they say, let me tell you what I mean. What I mean by Canelo Alvarez got exposed was that his footwork got exposed. He has slow footwork. Caleb Plant was able to survive a long time and win rounds because Canelo Alvarez does not have very fast feet. And when Caleb Plant could get away from him, it worked. Then he slowed down, and once Caleb Plant slowed down, and he wasn't moving as fast, then Canelo Alvarez could hit him with that left hook to the body, hit him to the left hook up top. However, if he was fighting somebody that had fast feet, better endurance, and was stronger, he could do that for a longer period of time, like Landy Lara did, like Floyd Mayweather Jr. did. What is unreasonable about that? Absolutely nothing. And can you beat me in debating my opinion? No, you cannot. The only thing that you can say is that you don't agree with my opinion. That's how that goes. And that's all that will happen. That's it. You can never get out of that. Ever. Telling you. You'll never get out of that loop. Anyway, so TJ Sadler, and by the way, you're the guy that keeps bringing that guy up. You're literally him. And I'm telling you, these guys know my email and they never write. They never write. Ever. Ever. Ever do they write. Ever. But I baited them all day and they won't write. They'll go make a video about it though in a minute. You know what I'm saying? They'll mention my name and then they'll go make a video about it. That's what they'll do. Now, also, time tells. Guys were debating me a year ago, saying how stupid I was for saying Anthony Joshua, for saying that people knew who Deontay Wilder was. Nobody knows who Deontay Wilder is. Best white fighter now or period? Best white fighter? Andre Ward. Nah, giving Andre Ward half of being the best white fighter ever. Willie Pep. Willie Pep, I think. Willie Pep is probably the best white fighter ever. Willie Pep. From what I know, Willie Pep. The best white fighter, reasonable nod, contact, digest. You're not who I'm talking about, bro. I think it's probably Willie Pep. Willie Pep, man, that one heavyweight was good. The guy that beat Jack Dempsey, whose name I always forget. What's the guy that beat Jack Dempsey? Gene Tunney. Gene Tunney. Gene Tunney. Willie Pep. Harry Greb. Tyson Fury might put a push in there for that. Lomachenko might put a push in for that. Recently, Josh Taylor's a good fighter. He is. Josh Taylor's a very good fighter. I can't stand him, but he's a very good fighter. He is a very good fighter, man. Yeah, Canelo ain't no white fighter, bro. Canelo, bro. Willie Pep was a defensive fighter. Willie Pep's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. People put on that, man. He's a great fighter. So Willie Pep, there's a lot of, man. Paulie Spadafora. Who's the Irish dude? I don't know, man. I'm sure there's somebody. A lot of good fighters. But like I said, man, I couldn't say certainly, man. I couldn't say certainly. Why are you shaking? Because I always do this. I always shake my knees. I don't know. Hyperactive. Because I'm hyperactive. I do this all day. I move my knees back and forth all day. I'm hyperactive. Diagnosed as early childhood is hyperactive. And I remain hyperactive to this day. That's why I shake. My man Clouded in the building to answer your question. That's why. But I'm not shaking. Like, see? Not shaking. I'm rocking. It's a little bit of a difference. Clouded said, I think Thurman coming back next year. Much love in the super chats, man. He said, hey, you are what your dad is. Fact, man, Andre Ward is a black dude, man. Come on, man. Don't do Andre like that. Andre said that, though. Andre want to be, Andre can be whatever Andre want. I don't care, bro. No joke, bro. Pruitt said, why you watching that close? Yeah, I mean, something smart to say, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man, these dudes can't hang with me. I'm telling you, they cannot hang with me. Can't hang. The most you're going to do is get an I agree with you. That's it. Or, okay, man, well, we'll just agree to disagree. Yeah. You said, no, I didn't. But I heard you say, no, you didn't. Why don't you ask me what I think instead of telling me what I said? I'm right here. I'm going to tell you what I think. So ask me what I think. That just sweeps aside all of that I heard you say, Fannon said, dog, all of that crap is what they think I said. No, will go, and they want views to boot. And see, here's the thing. You don't have any credibility because I don't ever mention you. Never do. So it's clear that I'm not looking for views on your back. My question to you is, why do you make videos about me? And I will ruin your credibility walking right in the door. And I'm going to tell you, just so you know the setup. I'll say first and foremost, why do you make videos about me? Do you want to get views? Do you do videos to get views, to grow your channel? And the answer will be yes. And then I'll say, well, do you put my name in your videos? Yes. So you do videos about me to get views? Yes. Okay, so don't you think that maybe you have an incentive to misrepresent me because you're getting views off videos by arguing with me? Yes, you do. So before we even start talking, let's establish this, that you make money by criticizing me. You get paid to criticize me. Do you not? And the answer will be yes, I get paid to criticize you. I make videos, my channel's monetized, and I get paid for criticizing you. So there you go. You're getting paid to hate on me, or you're getting paid to argue with me when I'm not there. Yes. So do you have an incentive to argue with me? Yes. There you go. All right. So everybody in the audience, you know that guy gets paid to hate on me, because that's how I characterize it. He gets paid to hate on me. I don't get paid to doing anything on him. I'm sitting here giving you my honest opinion. He has a reason to lie. I don't. So let's start that right away. See how that works, bro? You'll just get run right through that. And I'm telling you, that's exactly what I would do to you. I would point out to anybody listening that you literally get paid money to talk bad about me. Where are the videos of you talking good about me? Is there any videos of him complimenting me? Any videos of him saying that, any videos of these guys saying that they agree with me? No. All of their videos are about how they disagree with me. All of their videos are about how stupid I am, or how I did this, or how I did that. And they get paid off of those. They get paid to hate on me by choice. So their credibility is shot. Straight up. Isn't it? It is. Anyway, there's a casket. I mean, it is. If they're doing a video with somebody else's name and they never agree with the person, what is the chances of me never saying anything that makes sense? And I mean this. They never point out anything. I've been doing videos for almost 5 years, and they never point out anything that I said that made sense in 5 years. What is the likelihood of a human being talking about boxing for 5 years and never being right, or never being worthy of you saying you agree with them? It's very little. Very, very little. So you know, if they disagree with you all the time for year after year after year after year, they're just hating on you to get paid. That's what they're doing. And yeah, I see it, and that's what he's doing. He's doing it to get paid. He gets paid when you do it. So I don't care. He can do it all he wants to do. I know what the deal is, and so does he. I know what the deal is, and so does he. You get views for doing it, not just to me. Do it to BFTB. Do it to Boxing Ego. Do it to Blue Blood. I've never seen Blue Blood do a video, ever. Ever. Stop crying. It's a female habit. Then get out of here, lady. Then get out of here, lady. I was trying to get rid of you trolls so we can go back to boxing. And now we got 485 people. Y'all trolls have left. He said, hey, Fannon, you have been preaching. You have preaching in your background? Nah, dog. I just want to tell these dudes, bug off, man. Go away. We got too many people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Said for the love of money, it's all kind of, yeah, exactly. Dude, tell me somebody that's not getting super chats for talking bad about me. Then I'll take you seriously. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. Anyway, and boxers can say the same thing about me and have a good argument. If Terrence Crawford said, oh, you just get paid for making videos about me, I'll be like, you're right, I do. You're very, very right, I do. I do. But honestly, I'm going to get paid if I say something good. But I can find examples of me saying something good about him or bad about him. I've said good things about you. I said bad things about you. But if you're saying, yeah, you get paid money when you make videos about me, it's 100% correct. The boxer would be correct. The boxer, and that's why I'm not going to, And that's why that's why I always try to give a little something to the boxer. I'm not always like, laying on the dude all the way, but I'm going to tell you what I think, either this way or that way. But we know what is happening. Boxing channels get paid because the boxer is fighting. And that is real. That is real. If they don't fight, there's nothing to talk about. And that is true. So it's a dependent relationship that anybody that has a boxing media has on that boxer. It is a dependent relationship between the promoter and the boxer and the boxer. It's a dependent relationship, and that should be acknowledged when you're talking about things. You know what I mean? And so when you guys sit there and super chat guys that are telling you what you want to hear, understand, dude, that's why they're telling you that. Because they're getting paid to do it. You encourage them to speak badly about me. Oh, this really works. Otherwise, I'd have 50 people in my chat. Oh, I'd only have 100. Man, every time I do a video, every time I do a video and I don't have one of these guys' names in my video, there's only like 60 people, 100 people here. But when I say their names, all these guys come, so let me say their names. That's what they do. Well, I didn't get enough views yesterday, so let me say his name. Let me say their name. Oh, he got a lot of views on this video. Let me beef with him. Like if I wanted to beef, if I did that, dude, I'd get a bunch of people in there if I shit on these guys. But I never did it, ever. To friends or foes. Never did. Anyway, do you think Ennis can beat both Charlo brothers? Not right now. Not right now. Absolutely not right now. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to answer that question. I think he got the talent, but he's got to come up. I mean, look, man, with Jerron Ennis, this is where I am with Jerron Ennis, and I'm going to be like real, man. Ad1 said, Fannon, I thought we were talking boxing. A-Town, we are talking boxing. We are talking boxing, A-Town. Talking about boxing. And like I said, I was trying to get rid of trolls, bro. We had 600 people in the building. That's a lot of trolls, man. They got to go away, okay? If you ask me questions, I'm going to answer them. I'm not going to duck topics, bro, no matter who it is. Even if you don't like the topic, that's what I do. I will address the topic. Hey, Martin, which Charlo do you feel is more talented? For me, it's Jermall. I think Jermall. I think Jermall is more talented. I think Jermall is a better fighter. They're better than Jermall. I think Jermall's bigger. But they both are, it's very equal. You know what I mean? Can we include Mexicans of European descent if the great white fighter debate? No, you Mexican, you Mexican. You Mexican. That's it. If he's Mexican, he's Mexican. But I'm going to tell you right now, when you talk about Americans, you better give us our Puerto Ricans back. Like, I'm sick of that. When they keep talking about how bad American boxing is, and they never mention Puerto Ricans. Man, Puerto Ricans are Americans. If the British can get the Scottish, if the British can get the Scottish and the Irish, then the United States can get Puerto Ricans. Okay? If Britain can get Scotland, because last time I checked, Britain ran the UK, if I'm correct. Like, historically speaking. Britain, he said, I'm a wrench on Money Brown and BFTB. Maybe one day Fannon will bless me. You get blessed right now. Yeah, you get blessed right now, bro. Without a doubt, bro. Without a doubt. Where you at? Absolutely. No doubt about it, bro. Here you go. There you go. You modded up. And thank you for coming, and I appreciate it. Yeah, you modded up for sure. He said, Eddie Monster said, facts, send them trolls back to the bridge. Exactly, bro. And I'm telling you, that's my whole message to any and every one of you. Dude, if you're making money by saying my name, bro, I don't respect you. Period. Because there's no way you disagree with everything that I say. It's impossible. And if you never say what you agree with me about me, and all you do ever is talk about the things you don't agree with, dog, you ain't nothing but a fancy troll. That's it. You're a fancy troll. And I'm telling you, man, there's a shelf life for that. Every one of them trolls, there's a shelf life. You can talk about how far you've come in 6 or 7 months. Dog, you came, or 8 months, you came that far trolling, homie. And that shit's going to run out. I'm telling you, it's going to run out. It ran out on every other guy that grew quick trolling. Every time. Every time. We up to, I got, yeah, exactly. Then 2 years later, what's up? People get tired of your act and they need to hear about boxing. So why don't you just talk about boxing, bro? And leave my name out of it, homie. I don't even know you. You know what I mean? Boxing fan USPR said, preaching for nine. Absolutely, man. Like, dude, exactly, dude. I'm not, Dude, I understand that with 500-600 people in my live stream mean. By the way, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And if you want to talk good boxing every morning, I'm here. And I'm going to give you my opinion, and you can give me your opinion, and I'll be wrong sometimes, and you'll be wrong sometimes. But we'll have a good boxing conversation because that's what it's about, bro. You know what I mean? What my man said, Jose Rodriguez in the building said, Fannon, what you think is next for Canelo? Probably an Eastern European fighter. Probably a European fighter on Matchroom. A Matchroom fighter next is what I think. What they say, like John Ryder or something like that? John Ryder, somebody like that? Is what I thought the boxing voice said, John Ryder. So they got good sources. So it may be John Ryder. I don't know. I can't honestly tell you. What's next for him. Whatever he wants to do, really. Canelo Alvarez's options are like limitless. He can fight anybody he wants on any date he wants. So, and I think he'll do it too. And I think he's good enough to do it. I think if he turned around, I think Canelo Alvarez could turn around and say, you know what? He could pick up the phone, call Jermall Charlo, or pick up the phone, call Al Heyman, and said, hey, bring Charlo on for May. I want Charlo in May. Can you contact Charlo? See if he's interested. They'll call Charlo. Charlo moved to 168 and he can have that fight. If he wanted to fight Demetrius Andrade, he could call Eddie Hearn, turn around and get him just like that. Canelo Alvarez can do whatever Canelo Alvarez wants to do. And I don't think it's predictable, really, because he's not a duck artist. I don't believe. Like you people wear on him a lot, but I don't think he's a duck artist. I think that there's reasons why he didn't fight those guys, and I don't think the reasons were him. I think the reasons for in 160. I think that's Oscar De La Hoya. I don't believe that was Canelo Alvarez doing that. I think that was Oscar De La Hoya doing that, and keeping that fight from happening. That's what I think. That's what I think. You know? Boxing fan U.S. Puerto Rican said, do you think if there will ever be a way to control the corruption of sanctioning bodies? No. Because they're not really corrupt. That's what they intend to do. That is what they intend to do. So that's their purpose. I don't think that there's some like secret people hiding in cabinets coming out ruining stuff at sanctioning bodies. I think sanctioning bodies are operating the way that they're supposed to operate, and everybody's in denial about it. Right? That's what I think. They're for-profit businesses. And there's 4 of them. And there's and I do not believe that is an accident. I think that is purposefully done so that they can have as many championships as they possibly can, and that the people that work for those organizations can make as much money as they can by putting on fights. I think that I don't believe I don't believe anything other than the IBO that these guys are nonprofit. They have to do things to keep the light on, and so therefore they're going to cater to the fights to fighters that they think that are going to do that over the long haul, and that is innate in the infrastructure in the ecosystem or the economics. I think it's intrinsic in the economics of boxing. What we see. I think that no matter who is running the WBC, that they're going to run something like that, because you saw all that money they made. You know what I mean? It is very unreasonable to believe that for-profit businesses like the WBC are going to pass up on all that money that they made with Canelo Alvarez, or be in any position, or going to put them in a position to where they got to kick Canelo out of boxing. You know what I mean? It's like they're throwing away $100 million. How many people or organizations are going to throw out $100 million? I mean, literally grab $100 million and throw it out. Nobody. Jesse Jones said, did Oscar call out Canelo for avoiding Charlo? Boo-boo. He might have, but you know what it is. Keith Williams said, please give me a break. This guy is calling out Floyd rather than current fighters. Keith Williams. Canelo Alvarez doesn't have to call out current fighters. And I don't think he called out Floyd. I think you're using that loosely. But give me a break. What? What does calling out Floyd Mayweather Jr. mean he's not going to fight other guys? That's a logical, you're making a logical leap there. Really. Canelo could call out Floyd Mayweather Jr. That does not mean he won't fight Jermall Charlo. It means he wanted to fight. He wants to get a rematch against Floyd. Those are not mutually exclusive. But look, man, the reason that I say it is because there was beef between Golden Boy and the PBC, and Canelo Alvarez was a Golden Boy fighter. Canelo Alvarez was under a contract, and he had to sue Golden Boy to get out of the contract. But once he sued Golden Boy to get out of the contract, all of a sudden he's fighting the PBC fighter on Showtime again, where he was fighting before. He didn't just, that wasn't the first time over there at Showtime. He made most of his money at Showtime. I mean, he made his career at Showtime. Got his biggest, best fights at Showtime. He was going back home. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? But we will see whether or not he doesn't fight anybody. But once he got out of that contract, he fought Caleb Plant. I thought Caleb Plant's a good fight. I don't think that's a bad fight. I don't. And that's where I was saying, for everybody says that, you're saying that he was going to do this and that and the other thing. No, I didn't. What I said was I think it was a good fight. I think Caleb Plant can cause him some problems. I picked him to win. I picked Caleb Plant. I picked Canelo to win, obviously, because I'm not stupid. Despite what you think I am, I'm not dumb. Never said it. Just like I never said Deontay Wilder was going to beat Tyson Fury in that last fight. I never said it. What I said was I think he deserves the fight because they got a contract for it. And I think Tyson Fury is a cheater. And I still maintain that the man's a cheater because of what I saw. It is what it is, bro. You can disagree with it, but that's what I said. I ain't hiding from my opinion. Oscar LeBron said Plant has no power. I mean, obviously doesn't have enough power to do anything with Canelo. Canelo got a lot of power, though, bro. No doubt. You know what I mean? No doubt, man. Diego Ramirez said Charlo cannot beat Canelo. Well, Diego, who can? Diego, you're fresh. Your comment is fresh. Who can beat him? Let me know. Who do you think can beat him? Be very interested to know. Who do you think can beat him? And I'll wait for your comment. Because if anybody you think can beat him, call for the fight. Maybe David Benavidez can beat him. Cool. Then fight David Benavidez. Right? However, I have a suspicion that if I was saying David Benavidez can beat him, I'd still be a hater. Maybe not from you. Yeah, maybe not from you. But, it is what it is. I'm glad you say that so he can fight the guy. I'll take that. And honestly, I think David Benavidez is deserving of the fight. And I think that is I would like to see that be the next fight that he gets because Charlo's not at 168 yet. I mean, that's kind of like a hurdle for him. He's got to get to 168. BBBB said, I wish Andre Ward was still active, just how he struggled with Lara, Trout, and Floyd. Same thing, but he's bigger. He never lost. Yeah, I mean, it'll be a good fight, man. It'll be a good fight. I do believe it'd be a very good fight, man. Nana said, Canelo physical development from lightweight to light heavyweight is extraordinary. Do you think Andrade can successfully move up multiple weights? Well, you know what it is. You're trapping me in that one. I think Canelo has had a little assistance in that. I think my money is that Canelo has had a little assistance in that physical development of that muscle from 154 to 168. So, but yes, so the answer to that is absolutely they could. The question is, are they going to take the steps necessary to do it? Yes, they can. Just like Casemiro did. Just like Manny Pacquiao did. You know what I'm saying? I just think he had a little assistance with it. Yeah, I mean, dude, look, man, that is very obvious at this point. It's very, very obvious. It's not even, honestly, it's really, I don't think there's much debate in that. And that's the sad thing, That's the sad thing because that is going to that's going to be hanging on his head for a while. And I'm not going to change that, But the fact is that nothing's going to change about that. So when we're watching boxing matches and we're talking who's going to win the fight, we can blame it on that and point that out. But whether it's true or it's not true, Canelo Alvarez is going to be very, very strong, and he's going to have a tremendous amount of endurance in his fights. If he goes to 175, he's going to be even stronger at 175. And his endurance is going to be very, very good at 175. And the only problem that's going to happen at 175 versus 168 is that punching power. You know what I mean? Or because he's put on that muscle mass, his speed is decreased a little bit. If he fights a little guy and then the little guy comes up there and he's got a speed advantage. That can affect Canelo. And eventually time is going to tell because he's also got a lot of wear and tear on him. A lot of wear and tear, a lot of years, a lot of stuff in the ring on Canelo. So, but look, dude, the dude is a hell of a fighter, man. He really, really is. Shay Williams, man, supporting the channel, man. Thank you so much, man. You said they take your videos and want to debate you with them because they don't have nothing on their shelf. So with him, that's a special. What's the deal? What's the deal? Pickle everything kosher. Yeah, you know what it is, Shay. That's obvious. That's obvious with it's obvious with all of that. But they want to. If you get any way bit of a little bit of a success, like just a little bit of success, then that's what happens. Because they sit back jealous and want to, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Some of them. But then they get big enough. They get a following, and then they speak their mind. And once they speak their mind, it's a wrap. Once they speak their mind about the wrong subject, it's a wrap. Telling you. And then they start getting attacked by people. So, and I can name names to people that's happened to. I can name names. Guys that used to do those videos all the time, every day. People like, Fannon, this guy destroyed you. Fannon, this guy's destroyed you. This guy, yeah, really? Okay. The guy would talk shit too. Oh, man, Fannon, your numbers ain't what they used to be. Okay, man, my numbers same they always been, gradually getting better. Right now, been very consistent. They are what they are, bro. I'm here every day. They are what they are. All I can do is the best I can do. But I know I ain't relying on no content you're making. You know what I'm saying? I ain't relying on nothing you're doing. You're relying on things I'm doing. And other people too. Nana Ya said, Andre Spence and Charlo look naturally bigger than Canelo. I think he could easily move up to 160, even 168, be competitive. It's funny. It's funny. Go look at when Teofimo Lopez was standing next to Canelo. Thought they looked the same size, bro. They looked the same size. They both had jackets on, but I was like, dang, he's the same size. He's literally the same size as Teofimo Lopez. It's amazing. It's amazing. But hey, dude, like I said, man, he's a very good fighter, very talented fighter. MoneyGram said, Arrow beats Canelo 160 for sure, but Canelo not coming down to meet him now. Well, he made with that money. That's a huge money fight. But Canelo don't need the money, man. Black Fawn says, stay consistent, champ. That's all you can do, man. It's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can do. Stay consistent and be me, man, because I love talking boxing. Starboy said, you know you the deal. If you have haters, you're not. If you don't have haters, you're not popping. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. The live streams are good, man, especially since I went to this longer format because they're more fun in this longer format. Because before, dude, right at like an hour, it's like as soon as the conversation started going, I was getting off. This is cool, man. Did he speak on fighting David Benavidez? Nah. I mean, he said he's open to everybody. And he probably is open to fighting everybody. He says he's open to fighting everybody, man. Larry Smith said Canelo's 5'7.5". Yeah, he's not that tall, man. Yeah, he's not that tall. So, but don't say that matters, though. Don't say that matters. And he's fighting well against I'm gonna tell you though, he does have that little Henry Armstrong going though. Not Henry Armstrong. What's dude's name? Sam Langford. He got that Sam Langford going with that though. A shorter fighter that likes fighting, that fights well against taller fighters, man. Terrell said, Fannon, can you take belts away from somebody if they fight at a catch weight? No, because the catch weight is below the limit. The catch weight is below the limit. If the catch weight is below the limit, no. Nah, not like Rocky Marciano. He ain't got that type of power, bro. He's more of a boxer than he's more of a wear you down, stop you type of guy. He ain't taking your head off like that. He'll wear you down and knock you out. But I think he's a better. Yeah. Anyway, you know what it is. Yippee Kaye say at least he's talking. At least he's taking more shots. Oh yeah, no, but no. I was answering that question. Nah, you can't, bro. Diego Ramirez said, "Do you like Tank Davis?" Yeah, I like Tank Davis a lot. I like Tank Davis a lot. A lot. Terrific fighter, bro. Terrific fighter. Reminds me a lot of Canelo, a slightly more talented Canelo for that weight class. I do. I like him a lot. They fight similarly. Except for I think that Gervonta Davis is a little more athletic than Canelo is. He does not have slow feet. But he will plod behind you, block fights, wear you out to the body, and knock you out. So I like that. I like that approach. Renee Park said, Fannon, keep up the good work. Very knowledgeable. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very, very much, man. I gave him a lot of chances to give me commercials today. Said, hey, man, without ever saying your name. Tank is spectacular, but Floyd is keeping him on a short leash for whatever reason. Money, 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 money. 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 Money is why he's keeping him on that short leash, man. And the other guys, hey, seriously though, those other guys gotta up their game too. There's a little bit of an argument in that, man. They gotta up their game too. If they work out the belts, maybe we can see it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like there's a little bit of Canelo in that. They gotta work that out, man. You know, they're all screaming about how everybody's ducking everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's ducking everybody. They gotta sort that out because Gervonta making money wherever he goes. So you gotta get them. They gotta get themselves in a situation to put a pot of money in front of them. You know what I mean? They gotta put that pot of money in it. And the fact of the matter is, Gervonta Davis is gonna get every bit as much money fighting Rocky. What his name? Isaac Cruz as he's gonna get fighting Devin Haney. And that is an uncomfortable truth, but that is the truth. That fight ain't gonna sell no better. Or if it does, it will be a little better. You know what I'm saying? A little better, but not much better. You know, Tank versus Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez has not proven that he is some big draw. He hasn't. If he proves it, then boom, you got to fight where we're like, come on, man. But if he doesn't, then you always gonna have Floyd looking at that money, looking at that thing like, I don't know, homie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, dog. Seems like you trying to get a payday over here. You want payday. You want payday. You know, that type of stuff. Like Canelo talking to Andrade. You want payday. And having a point, yeah, because he does want payday. Got to be polite to Canelo. Got to be nice to Canelo. You got to be polite and nice to Canelo to get Canelo do what you want him to do, right? You want payday. Willie Russell, keep up the good work, my brother. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Daniel Esquire said, I like Tank, but like I said, I'll jump on once he beats a true champion. He hasn't yet, but yes, he has. He beat a true champion. He beat a couple true champions. What's dude's name, man? Jose Pedraza's a real champion. Leo Santa Cruz a real champion. Those guys were real guys. Real guys. Those are not soft touches. Those are real fighters. It just so happens that Tank was better than them. And you knew Tank, and I knew Tank was going to win, or I believed Tank was going to win. But honestly, you know, that fight was tougher against Leo Santa Cruz than I thought it was going to be. Oh, but miraculously, crazily, people were like, he got exposed when he fought Leo Santa Cruz. What was different about the Leo Santa Cruz fight and the Canelo Alvarez Caleb Plant fight? What was the difference? Not much. Canelo probably had a little bit easier time with Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz wasn't doing nothing. He was throwing a jab and a right hand there, staying busy, trying to keep him in range. And then essentially he walked into him and knocked him out. I didn't see what the difference was between the two fights, to tell you the truth. Almighty J-Mo said if David stayed the WBC champ, he wouldn't be undisputed. Yeah, but you know what they say about that? If Annie and Nuts, you know what I'm saying? If Anns and Butts were Candy and Nuts, oh, what a party we'd have, dog. Julian Ladisama said, JoJo Diaz, next undisputed man. Hell to the no. I just hope he's the next to get knocked out. That's what I'm hoping, dog. Cabaret, she said, exposed because he was getting hit. Is that what y'all exposed? I mean, it's the same thing, dude. That against a taller fighter, they can keep him at reach. He's gonna get hit on the way in. So if a taller fighter can keep him at range, and have good enough defense to stay away from him, that he'll be able to win the fight. That's the same thing, bro. It's literally the same thing. Literally the same thing. You know, look at that fight, man. Daniel said, man, it's boxing. Everybody gets hit. That's true. No doubt about it, bro. No doubt about it. Everybody gets hit. A little bit. Not everybody gets hit excessively. Oscar said, I have no idea who he's going to fight next, man. Canelo Alvarez is Canelo the king, bro. Canelo's the king of boxing. And he's going to fight whoever he wants to fight next. Because ain't nobody going to run from him. And everybody's going to take, and anybody he wants is going to take the fight. So they're in the driver's seat. And so we'll just see where he drives to. Because Canelo Alvarez is most definitely in the driver's seat. With everything except him getting a fight with Andre Ward, which I think Andre Ward is going to stay. I think Andre Ward is going to stay in the pocket, man. Brian Son of God said, Fannon, what do you think about Rafael, the Nigerian monster? I haven't seen him. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a legit contender. But, you know, we got to see. Like I said, man, the heavyweights I haven't seen as much, man. Man, I hate that Mr. Boxing Today don't come to the channel anymore. God, I hate that, man. I hate that, man. I'd have to ask Mr. Boxing Today, too. Yeah, black people don't hate Canelo. No, man, you know what it is. Everybody wants a good argument, man. And there ain't no problem with that. It's all fun. I like a good argument, too. Everybody wants a good argument. Everybody wants to beat a cat. You know, everybody wants to argue and say why they're right. Just like me. No problem. But I told you. Come on over, bro. I ain't got no problems. You know what I'm saying? No problems. None. You know what I mean? On my channel, though. Please. I ain't going nowhere else. Why? And in fact, man, F y'all. I ain't doing that shit with y'all. I just changed my mind, man. Y'all go away, bro. I'm sticking with boxing, man. Said we can debate. Nah, man. Actually, dog, I ain't amped no more. The moment passed. Fuck y'all. The moment passed, dog. Fuck y'all. Excuse my language, moms. Excuse me, mom. Excuse me, mama. I changed my mind. Fuck y'all. The email didn't come in quick enough. I changed my mind. Go away. I ain't wasting my time with that. I had my temper tantrum. Now I'm done, bro. I ain't having no boring conversations like that. Man, God, dog, man. I changed my mind already, dog. No. I'm back to my original one, dog. No. Said, but anyway, man. Daniel said, let me give him a couple more of these, man. He's getting nothing for beating. He gets nothing for beating bums. Who is that, bro? Fannon, you think Spence and Crawford fight are going to ever happen? Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure, dog. Too many variables you can't control to make sure it's a fruitful conversation. Oh, CG Cap, no. I guarantee it is. I guarantee you I got it. It's called a mute button. Mute. It's easy. Mute. Like I said, answer the question. Unmute. Now I'm trying to tell you, that's all you can do it now. You can do it, dog, but I ain't going to nobody else's channel. Forget that, dog. No. Talk to a million trolls? No. Anyway, it's called mute over here. Mute. Shut up. Mute. Stop lying. Never said it. You keep muting me. Yeah, I do. I didn't say I would fight fair, bro. But no, seriously, I'm not doing that, man. I ain't trying to hear all that, bro. I wanted to get rid of the people in the chat, dog. Jay Bomber said, Fannon, what's up? My guy, what's up? I'm chilling, man. Just talking this boxing, trying to have a good day, all of that good stuff. You know what it is. Just enjoying myself. talking boxing, man. Just enjoying myself talking boxing. We got 300 people. Man, let me see if we ever got 600 likes, bro. We got 500 likes, man. Hit the like button before we head out of here, man. Said, what's lie? I don't even know who said is. Who said? Said lies for Canelo. Who said? Who is said? I don't even know who said is. Who said? He said death trap for nine. I mean, I ain't trying to do that, dog. He said the views. I don't want the views. See, that's what I'm telling you. I don't want the views. I don't want them. I don't want them like that, bro. I don't want that, dog. But I have no idea who said is. Whoever said is be lying about. I don't know who said is, bro. Said 2-4 isn't lying. He get out of here. Oh, okay. And I don't know who that is. Fannon sparring fools up in the chat. Yay, man. I'm done, man. That is enough of that, dog. Y'all get on my nerves. I gotta say something every once in a while, bro. But I'll be back to it, man. I got real shit to worry about in life, other than what people that don't agree with me got to say. Because you don't agree with me, we're right there. We're at the end of the day. We're at the end of the whole conversation. Well, I don't agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Don't want the views, but press the like. Yeah. Don't want the views. No, I mean, I'll take the views. I'm just telling you, I don't want no corn. I don't want views like doing a video about somebody and trash. I did that like once. I did it once. I didn't even trash. I just was like, I did a video based on what somebody else thought. And because my channel was really small at the time. And dude, then I got a ton of views. I got a bunch of for me at the time, I got a bunch of views, maybe like 1,000 views. I got at the time, I was like, dang, I got 1,200 views. And the feeling that you get when you usually get 100 views or you get 400 views, and that's like the views you usually get. And then all of a sudden you do a video and you get 1,000 views, 1,200 views. It's a big temptation to do that again. But I didn't take the temptation. Because I was like, you know what? Nah, that's not cool. Because I could tell, and the dude that I did that with, dude never spoke to me, ever. I mean, never. I would say, "What's up? You want to, comment in this video?" He never responded to me, and bro, I could tell just to feel off the guy that he really did not appreciate that, man. So I was like, "Oh, okay, I get it." You know what I mean? I get it. That's really when you do that, that really offends people when you do that, and you're like. I don't know what kind of person you are, man, but just running around offending people for no good reason, that are just really honestly trying to grow their channel and trying to talk boxing. I think that's real. I think that's lowbrow. It was a guy named, he changed his name to Say Less, but it was a channel name. He don't even know if he does videos anymore. It's like Say Less Boxing. And he used to have this thing. It was like the good, the bad, and the ugly. He used to start his videos like that. And I did a video that disagreed with something that he said. And I put that in the title. And dude never spoke to me. Never. I mean, that's the feeling that I got from that. And I was like, you know what, man, I'm never going to do that to anybody again. I'm just never going to do it. I don't want to do that because that really, because dude, there's a lot of people have a lot of trolls. And I don't know if you've ever had a channel or ever boxing meat toxic. Let me put it this way. It can be very, very toxic, bro. YouTube is very toxic, bro. If you read your comments, if you go through your comments, if you have a channel where you get 10,000, if you get 5,000, 6,000 views, or you get a video that does 100,000 views on it, and you read the comments, I'm telling you, they will call you, they will call you everything but the son of God through those videos. It's very, very toxic. So when you do that, when you make videos with other people's names in it, you are attracting even more toxicness into their lives, right? So you may be doing the video, bro, and you think that you're just being you're just doing whatever. But the fact of the matter is you're inviting people to bring more toxicness into somebody else's life. And I just don't think that's cool. For people that have boxing channels, for people that have who are boxers, everybody's going to criticize them. They're making millions of dollars for that. But people that are just talking boxing, right, the same way you're doing, to bring all that to invite people to bring toxicness into somebody else's life. I just think, dude, behind that, you just, you're a troll, bro. That's your troll. That's not cool, and that's why I don't do it, and I'm telling you, I don't care how much you know about boxing. I have no respect for you if you do that. If you're putting other people's names in your videos and then attracting a bunch of trolls to talk bad about them, then you are just taking advantage of a toxic environment and shitting in somebody else's living room, you know? And you whack for that. And I'll never do it to you. And honestly, that's why, and even when I talk about debating, bro, I'll never do that with you. I'll never do it. Because it's just so ugly to me. You know? But that's my take on it. You know, everybody else can have theirs. But anyway, man, much love to the chat. Much love to everybody that supported in the super chat today. But with that, I'm out. Deuces.